Russia-Ukraine war, Ukraine retakes more settlements in Kherson, Zelensky says, UN nuclear chief heads to Kyiv, live. The Russian-imposed authorities in the so-called Donetsk People's Republic, occupied Ukrainian territory which the Russian Federation has claimed to annex, have issued casualty figures for the last 24 hours. They claim that 6 civilians have been wounded and 3 killed by shelling from Ukrainian armed forces. Additionally, they say that 12 houses and 5 civil infrastructure facilities were damaged. The claims have not been independently verified. 2 people have been killed after Ukraine's southeastern city of Zaporizhzhia was allegedly hit by Russian missiles in the early hours of Thursday morning. Regional Governor, Oleksandr Staruk, said 1 woman was confirmed to have died in the attack while another person died in an ambulance. At least 5 people are under the rubble of buildings, he wrote on the Telegram messaging app on Thursday morning. Staruk earlier alleged Russia at least 5 people are under the rubble of buildings, while rescuers continue to pull people out from under the rubble. The Russian President, Vladimir Putin, has appeared to admit severe losses in Ukraine, conceding the severity of the Kremlin's recent military reversals and insisting Russia would stabilize the situation in 4 Ukrainian regions, Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson and Zaporizhzhia, it illegally claimed as its own territory last week. Stabilize, Putin told Russian teachers during a televised video call on Wednesday. The UN nuclear agency chief is en route to Kyiv to discuss creating a security zone around Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, after Putin ordered his government to take it over. On our way to Kyiv for important meetings, International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA head Rafael Grossi wrote on Twitter, saying the need for a protection zone around the site was on our way to Kyiv for important meetings. Ukraine's forces are pushing their advance in the east and south, forcing Russian troops to retreat under pressure on both fronts. President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukraine's military had made major, rapid advances against Russian forces in the past week, taking back dozens of towns in regions in the south and east that Russia has declared annexed. Military experts say Russia is at its weakest point, partly because of its decision not to mobilize earlier and partly because of massive losses of troops and equipment. Ukraine has extended its area of control in the Kherson region by 6 to 12 miles, according to its military southern command. Zelensky confirmed the recapture of the villages of Novovoskresensk, Novorihorovka, and Petropavlovka, saying the settlements were liberated from the sham referendum and stabilized, in an address on Wednesday. Kherson region's Moscow-appointed governor, Kirill Stremousov, said the withdrawal was a tactical regrouping to liberated from the sham referendum and stabilized. Moscow's forces have left behind smashed towns once under occupation and, in places, mass burial sites and evidence of torture chambers. In Lyman, which was retaken by Ukrainian forces on Sunday, more than 50 graves have been found, some marked with names, others with numbers, the Kyiv-based outlet Hromadsk reported on Wednesday. The UN has warned Russia's claimed annexation of Ukraine territory will only exacerbate human rights violations. Christian Salazar, a folkman, said UN experts had documented a range of violations of the rights to life, liberty and security and warned the situation would only worsen as Russia pushes forward with the annexation of some Ukrainian regions. European leaders are set to meet in Prague on Thursday in the face of Russia's war. Leaders from Ukraine, Britain and Turkey will join their EU counterparts in Prague on Thursday for a summit aimed at bringing the continent together in the face of Russia's aggression. The gathering has been billed by Brussels as a platform for political coordination for the disparate 44 nations attending. Attempts to play down retreats in Ukraine are no longer washing inside Russia, with the latest military failures spilling onto local television screens. Why do we advance meter by meter when they advance village by village? Olga Skabayeva, the country's top state TV host, asked a Russia-appointed official in Luhansk in a recent broadcast. Pro-war military bloggers and journalists are also criticizing the Kremlin and painting a bleak picture of deteriorating Russian morale. Russia is lobbying for a secret ballot instead of a public vote when the 193-member UN General Assembly next week considers whether to condemn Moscow's move to annex 4 partially occupied regions in Ukraine. The car bombing that killed Daria Dugina, the daughter of prominent Russian political figure Alexander Dugin, was allegedly authorized by elements within the Ukrainian government, according to U.S. intelligence sources who spoke with the New York Times and CNN. The United States took no part in the attack, either by providing intelligence or other assistance, the officials said. 2 killed in Zaporizhzhia missile attack, governor says. 2 people have been killed after an alleged Russian missile attack hit Ukraine's southeastern city of Zaporizhzhia in the early hours of Thursday morning. Regional Governor, Oleksandra Staruk, said 1 woman was confirmed to have died in the attack while another person died in an ambulance. At least 5 people are under the rubble of buildings, Staruk wrote on the Telegram messaging app on Thursday morning. Many people were saved. Among them is a 3-year-old girl, the child is in foster care. A rescue operation is underway at the scene. Staruk earlier alleged Russia at least 5 people are under the rubble of buildings, while rescuers continue to pull people out from under the rubble.